Sweden prepared themselves into the knockout stage of the World Cup, and Germany were beaten 2-0. I am enjoying this World Cup. I don't know about you. There's been a lot of surprises. And to join me in the studio talking about all things football is the usual suspect, Simeon Shoyinka.
Good morning.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine. Are you?
I'm very, very, very good. Tell me. Don't say I told you so. Because I know that's what you're going to say.
No, actually, from the look of things, like I said the other time, that from 2006, from Egypt, Italy,
Yeah.
Winning the tournament in 2006, and comes to 2010 in South Africa, they were not able to make it out of the group stage. Same thing happens to Spain, who won it in 2010. They were not able to get it out of stage in 2014. Now Germany also has followed suit. So we just hope that things might be different. But for me, it's not something different, actually. And for me, nothing special from Germany team from the beginning. So I'm not surprised. So I'm just, because they could have lost the match against Sweden anyway. So it's just by luck or by chance that they managed to win that match. So for me, I'm
Wow,
not surprised.
and you know the surprising thing about this is that this is the first time in 50-something years that Germany will fail to advance to the out of the group stage, you know. And when the coach made the selection prior to the World Cup, a lot of us were complaining. Like, Sané is a quality player, no doubt. He's a very good player who helped Manchester City won the Premier League. Now everybody wanted these players to be in that squad, but then he dropped this guy. That was the shock
Shock for,
of the selection of this tournament. You know,
me, I'm not going to blame their exit on Zanin alone. Like, if you know, from the first match, I've been talking about him changing position of players as well.
Yeah.
And the kind of pattern that they are playing as well. So, to myself, like I said, I'm not surprised. But it's just that it could have been fair
Are
if
you
it
not
were
surprised?
Sweden. If it were Sweden who beat them
Yeah.
compared to South Korea.
No,
So,
but are you? I know you are surprised, and I know a lot of people out there are very surprised about it because I mean, for South Korean side to beat Germany, the almighty Germany, the defending champion. You know what I see? I think they were too complacent when it coming into this World Cup because the coach just have it at the back of his mind that the group, Sweden, Mexico, and South Korea, is just going to be a walkover for them. Then they will be in the next stage. But then they were surprised with the first performance, the first match, which was against Mexico. Mexico were able to beat them 1-0. Then the second performance was when I started believing that it's going to be very difficult for them because what they played against Sweden,
Yeah.
it took, I don't know, it took,
Miracle.
it took a miracle. That was a miracle for them to get 3 points.
yeah, if you remember the way we've been analyzing team like Germany, Spain, so far in this tournament, we said something about any team that has a sharp striker,
Yeah.
attacker, would definitely beat them.
Beat them, yes.
So because
yeah.
they are kind of a team who always play match, ball around, and then all you just need for them is just wait for them to do that one mistake. And if you look at that, their second goal, that's what happened. The keeper made the mistake and they took the ball, and then that's the end of the game. So if they continue to play this kind of pattern, and that's not the Germany that I know. Germany that we all know before was the Germany who plays short from outside,
Yes.
Germany who try every free kick and everything, but this they try to play like Spain, so which does not work for them.
Does that mean that the departure of some of the players in the team, the likes of Philip Lahm, the likes of Podolski, Klose, and all that, you know, because I mean, the Germany that we know used to have experienced players. Those players are experienced now, but they are young players compared to the ones they were used to. You know,
Yeah.
so do you think that also affected their chances of going further in the tournament?
I think it does affect their chances of going up. If you, okay, for example, if we talk about the likes of Podolski. Podolski is the kind of player who doesn't dress ball too much from outside the box or inside the box.
And we saw that in 2006.
So somebody is this kind of person who is his target is just to aim at the post
know.
anytime he gets the ball. Somebody like Shore.
Schwarzenegger.
So Schwarzenegger. So those are the people who can play short from outside and get to a goal at any moment. Lamb is somebody who can come from defense and play shots. It's the kind of person who overlap. So all those quality they lack in this.
So what is the way forward for Germany? Because what happened is, I remember in 2000, Euro 2000, when they performed woefully in that tournament, the FA had to restructured their football in a way that, okay, they started investing in the youth actually, and that paid off because we started seeing them advancing, going to the semi-final of the World Cup, getting to the final of Europe, European Championship, where they were beaten by Spain, and also going to win the World Cup in 2014. Do you think?
I think, firstly, Germany has to go back to their formation, maybe 4-4-3, 4-3-3. So, and put their four defender, because since Lam has left that team, I think they can't cope with 3 man at the back with the quality of the defenders that they have right now. So
But
they should rather take their four defender.
I also think, I agree with what you're saying, but I also think because they have good players, no doubt about that. They have good players, but I think they lack that leadership quality in the team.
Yeah.
The crop of players that they have right now in that team, they are good players, but the leadership qualities are not there. You know, because those days you have Podolski, who was also a leader. You have Lan, who was also a leader. You have Schweinsteiger, who was also a leader. You know, so you have, when you don't have those players to mentor the youth, they have a youthful side that is very good, you know, who have a bright future ahead of them. But I don't think the leadership quality is there in that. The character, it's not there in that.
And one more thing, I think maybe for the next coach, or if he's still low, that is still going to continue with them, I think he should just be kind enough to retain those players in their proper positions. Let them play where they are free to play from. So not like rotating them from this wing. And if you look at this World Cup, it doesn't have a constant team. So you rotate team anyhow. The same set of people who play the first match are not the same set of people who play the second match, are not the same set of people who play the third match. So I think that also affected their performance as well.
Yeah, well, I agree. You know, in this tournament, we've seen a lot of things. We've seen a lot of surprises. And teams are beginning to show to us that it's not just about the name or the so-called superstars. It's about teamwork. And we're seeing that. We saw that yesterday with Sweden against Mexico. The match between the two of them. Imagine everyone would believe that Mexico would just go there and then just get 3 points because they are advanced already, or get a draw to top the group. But then that was not the case. Sweden were able to beat Mexico 3-0 and top the group.
Yeah, like we all know, with the performance that Sweden put forward against Germany.
Germany, yes.
We know any team, they can beat any team with that kind of performance as well. So because they have quality defenders, midfielders, and attackers who are very aggressive, who are determined to win the cup or the tournament with anyhow they can play the game. So with that spirit in Swedish, they can beat any team in this tournament. So I'm not really surprised because we feel like Mexico took advantages of Germany's weakness. So in the first place, it's not like maybe because they are super good over Germany.
But they're not superb. But the thing with Mexico and Sweden, like we're talking about, is the teamwork. You know, that is I emphasize a lot. You know, when the zeal and determination is there, I emphasize a lot about teamwork because football is a game of 11 players. And everyone has to bring their A game. The moment you start having those weak positions in the field, then there's a problem in that team. But then if the 11 players decide that, okay, you know what, we're going to work together as a team, work for each other, then you will see a result as like what we saw yesterday, South Korea against Germany. And then the Mexicans are going to play Brazil, which is not an easy match for Brazil because, I mean, head-to-head, they have been very good against Brazilian side. It's always been a close call for the two of them. And we're going to also have Sweden playing against Switzerland. Let's move into another match that took place yesterday. That was Switzerland versus Costa Rica. And then Costa Rica, we said a lot of times that they're a team that everyone is beating, you know, in this group so far. But Switzerland were unable to get 3 points against them. What do you think they did wrong in that match?
I think it's the same thing that one of the reasons is because of what we've been talking about almost every day. I wish maybe the coach or the players themselves can listen or hear us saying the same thing. It's the same thing about lack of focus in the dying minutes, like 90 minutes. How can you concede 2 goals in 90 minutes? Because Sweden scored theirs as well in 90 minutes, and then Costa Rica also equalized back in 90 something minutes. So it's so surprising how defenders actually give up goals easily in a 1 second. So for you to defend a match for 90 minutes and then you are not able to defend for 1 minute to go, so it's a surprise.
And I think the coaches are not doing their job very well in this tournament, because I've seen in this tournament that from the first match until now, we're still watching where players are making such silly mistakes, and then the coaches are not being able to rectify those mistakes in their own teams. Because if I watch a Nigerian match and I see that they're unable to hold the game till 90 minutes, and then as a coach, I should be able to prepare my players that when you are playing and you are leading, when it's 80 minutes, then we have to defend and then get the 3 points or the points that you need for you to go through to the next stage. Now let's talk about the Samba boys. Yeah, they beat Serbia 2-0 yesterday, and that wasn't a difficult match for them at all.
For me, I would say it was a difficult match for them, because if Serbia was able to take those chances that they have in the second half, I think they would have go 2-3 goals down before they came up, because they were relaxed after their one goal.
Yeah.
So they depend on their normal passing around kind of football. But suddenly Serbia came into the match. So they have a lot of chances that they miss, which could have cost Brazil that match yesterday.
Yeah, with the performance of the Samba boys yesterday, I saw a free-flowing football from that side, which they were the pre-tournament favorites in this World Cup, and with what I saw yesterday, I'm beginning to believe that they are getting better as the tournament progresses.
I think they are the only big team who develop by each match so far that we've seen. So the likes of Portugal, the likes of Spain or Germany, they remain the way they play. So they're just getting the victory and to qualify to the end. Even France, but Brazil has improved each game so far.
I'm actually tipping them to win the World Cup, because to me, I just feel it's one team that have players who have been together for a long time. And one good thing about them is that they are all friends. You know, there's no ego, there's no so-called superstar. Though they rely on Neymar and all that to do the job. But then, I mean, coming into the tournament, but now we are seeing Coutinho, who is doing the job for them. Yesterday, he was man of the match. What he played yesterday was just...
There's one different things that I noticed about Brazil. That is anybody can score from that team. Williams can score.
The defenders.
Paulinho can score. The defenders can score from set piece. Neymar can score. So there's no single player you can mark out in that team. So that makes them so dangerous for any opponent. So they are not dependent on one player. If you are able to hold Neymar, Coutinho will come from the other angle and get the goal. If you are able to hold Coutinho, Paulinho, Fernandinho, Williams, the rest of even Thiago Silva can come.
He was the one that scored the
yes,
second goal,
so they have a lot of talent
have
in that team, quality players, individual.
Yeah, that's true.
And they
have
also
a good
play as a team.
and
They play as an individual.
also. So
it's going to
that
work
is
for
one
them.
good thing about the Samba boys, that I am tipping them to go further in the tournament and maybe win the tournament. You never know, because this World Cup is full of surprises, and we've seen a lot of teams missing opportunities, and we see a lot of teams utilizing their own opportunities. Now let's talk about what's happening today. Today we have Poland playing against Japan. We have Colombia playing against Senegal, and then we have Belgium playing against England. But then there is a group that I want us to talk so very much about, is a group of Senegal, where Senegal is at the moment. And they're the only hope of this continent in this tournament, 2018 Russia. So let's talk about Senegal and Colombia. What are their chances of making it out of that group?
Yeah, like I said, my choice has always been for Senegal to progress to the next stage, because I feel they have the quality player, they have the team that can win, that can beat Colombia in this tournament. So I don't see Colombia stopping them. So I believe they will go for either draw or win the match. So all they just need to do today is to do more of defending and then less attacking. Maybe first half they should attack and then make sure when it comes out from the second half, they defend what they have.
But are they learning? Are they learning though? Because we've seen like I said earlier, we've seen in this tournament where teams are conceding silly goals. There are a lot of mistakes, so many own goals and all that. You know, it's the highest actually since 1998 World Cup. You know, 1998 World Cup, I mean, only five
Five
own goals
own goals.
in the entire tournament. But now in the group stages, we've seen more than,
More than
six,
six, yeah.
you know, own goals in this tournament. So are they learning? Are the players learning? Or the coaches, like we say, are they learning? Because if you see other teams are making mistakes, you should be able to study these teams and, you know, rectify the mistake with your own team.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm hoping to see the performance that Senegal puts in against Poland repeating itself today. So if they can do the same thing that they did against Poland, they will definitely win
They are
Colombia.
playing against
Don't
a-
allow them to cross ball to Falcao or any striker because they depend more on area ball or set piece, corner kick and all those ones. If Senegal are able to stop that and able to stop their midfield from Ines Rodriguez from doing those passes and move, then they will progress.
But this they're playing a different opponent today. The person the team they're playing, it's a very good team. Colombia is a good team, and now Colombia knows that their only chance of advancing is beating Senegal. They have quality players. They're playing together as a team. The Colombia side, James, like you said, he came into the last match and he performed wonders. He gave 2 assists, and then they stood and they put themselves in a position where they will, if they beat Senegal today, they will advance. So to me, I see they have a dangerous side. And of course, not forgetting their captain, the striker who is well experienced in Europe and, you know, for the country also. That is Falcao playing there. They have quality players. And Sanchez, Carlos Sanchez is also coming back, you know, after serving 1 match.
Yeah, actually, I understand what you are talking about, but if somebody like Diouf comes to party today to hold that midfield from allowing Ernest Progress to do all those magic that he can do, Falcao will be left alone in front without getting any ball. So if they can protect that their midfield very well.
Yeah,
because
no,
Colombia play from midfield. And
Okay.
if Senegal can come to the party and hold that midfield, and because Senegal also have quality players that can hold the midfield, the likes of Diouf, he has been doing it in England for many years for Stoke.
For Stoke City,
So
yeah, that's
he
true.
knows who James is. He knows how. So he should be able to, if he's able to come to party today, and capitalize on the mistakes of the midfield and defender, and then they have attacks who once they get the ball they can perform magic. As well.
You know, one thing is African teams have left us, have let us down a lot of times that we were beginning to lose hope. In some of them that are, I mean, in the only team that is left in this tournament, which is Senegal, because the match against Poland, and I'm still talking about that match because it was a match they were supposed to get 3 points, 6 points. I mean, a match against Japan. They were supposed to get 3 points, 6 points by now. Then we're not going to be fighting. You know, no, it's true. They were not going to be fighting to get
You know,
something.
that has been the problem of Africa from
African,
day one.
you
So
know,
we have to be doing permutation and combination. Let this other team lose while we draw
why
or
you go
win.
through, you know,
so we
waiting
go
for
through.
others to do us a favor and
I
all
think
that.
it's only 2002 where Senegal managed to qualify without any stress, and France 98 when Nigeria
also,
were able to qualify
yeah, and
without
Ghana also
any
2006.
calculation. So it has been
2010.
So it has been
No, not 2006 actually.
six, yeah. So
they-
it has
they
been
won
an
2 matches.
issue for us to be combining. So we wait to the last minute to not give our effort, but I see Senegal progressing today.
Well, I don't see that happening because the Colombia
And
side.
if they can beat the Colombia to progress, I believe Poland will beat Japan.
No,
but
but
I
it-
see them qualifying.
But the thing is, what I see is I see Japan beating Poland. You know,
But
Poland is
I see Poland winning their first game today.
Okay. Poland is a disorganized team at the moment. The confidence is not there. And the Japan side, with what they played against Colombia and Senegal, I see them as a team that is well complete. Not to go further in the tournament, not to go past the second round, but I see them going past the group stage. Anyway, let's talk about another game that is coming on tonight, and I believe it's a game that a lot of us are waiting for, and a lot of people out there are waiting for. Though these two teams have qualified to the next stage of the World Cup, but then seeing the two of them play today, we want to see if they actually have the potential of becoming contender for the tournament. That is Belgium against England.
For example, if I'm one of them, I would rather finish second. The reason being, the next opponent coming with either Senegal or Colombia or Japan as second in their group, it'll be easier for any one of those persons to pass through. For me.
But
But for the pride of it, I believe it's going to be a show of we want to top the group anyway. But which I'm seeing England beating Belgium.
But when you talk about meeting Senegal or anybody in that group, but for you to win any tournament, you have to play the best for you to be able to win it.
Yeah.
If you cannot beat the best, that means what's the point of you being in a tournament and then aspiring to win the tournament? So you say you see England winning, but then let's analyze. We're going to talk deep about this game. Let's analyze. These are players that you and I know very well because they're playing in one of the best league in the world and the most popular league in the world also, which is the Premier League. Now let's talk about these players. Let's talk about the Belgium players. Where do you see the match winning? Because the news coming from the Belgium camp is that Lukaku is going to miss the match tonight because of injury. So where do you see England winning the game?
I see England winning the game from their defense and attack today.
Are you serious? Because
yes,
the Belgium side also have a very good defender. They have quality players.
They have quality players, but I don't see them stopping the attack of England from scoring.
Wow.
So I don't see them. And the same thing as well. Because what made me really say so is because of the pattern where Kevin De Bruyne is playing for them. He's not playing more of this aggressive attacking that we know him to be in Man City. So they withdrew him so deep.
Because when he's playing with Hazard,
yes,
Hazard has to do everything.
So they withdrew him so deep, which is going to be more of the same pattern that Jamie play without him coming forward. So if he has to come forward, then it will be dangerous for England defense to hold him from scoring.
You know one team I don't give them a chance at all when it comes to competition as World Cup and European Championship is England. Because the team with so many superstars and the hype is just too much. The moment they win one match, like when they beat Panama, the English press went wide. They went crazy. The papers everywhere it was about England. Seeing them winning the World Cup and all that. But one will argue though that they played against teams that are not really strong teams. Panama making their first appearance in the World Cup, and then you're talking about a Tunisian side that,
I think the reason why England is in this tournament give everybody hope is because, like you always said, there's nobody who claim to be superstar among them.
Yeah.
So they are playing more as a team now. England is playing more as a team now compared to the whole of England. The Gerrard is trying to show he's the captain of Liverpool. Lampard is trying to show John Terry. So there's the beef between them in their clubs. They brought them into their matches as well. So everybody's trying to represent their club in the tournament. But in this tournament, most of those players, none of them try. Every one of them want to set themselves, so they play more as a team now.
Well, I agree with what you're saying, and then football is not about the so-called big stars, like we say. We've seen it in Russia, and with the English side right now, they have a very young side who they're beginning to, understand each other, and then the ego, like we say, it's not there. Me playing for Man U, you playing for Chelsea, you playing for Arsenal, and all that is not in the team. It's about we trying to do the job now. So one cannot write them off. I cannot write any team off because I've seen it in this World Cup with the likes of Sweden, with the likes of Iceland. Even though they did not progress to the next stage, they still surprised me with the way they played. And then, so your take on that game tonight?
My take on that game tonight is that England is going to win. If there's going to be a win, it's going to be England. So or draw, because I'm seeing England defenders stopping the likes of, because they understand
the likes of
Hazard and Kevin De Bruyne from perform, because they understand them. So they've played together. They're in the same club. If you look at Man City defenders, Stone and the rest, they've played with the likes of De Bruyne. So they know themselves. They know the way they think. Both of them know the way they think. And for the absence of Lukaku, it's going to be more relaxed for England, because Lukaku is a player who will give you stress. And once it's not there, then it's going to be more calm, kind of.
Oh, wow. We'll be watching that game live, myself and my colleague here. We're watching it so that I will see if his predictions indeed do come to reality. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And like we say here on your workout special, we're going to be bringing every opportunity utilized, every opportunity missed. And we've seen the likes of South Korea, we've seen Sweden, we've seen Mexico advancing in a group with the defending champion Germany. We've seen Iceland getting a draw against Argentina, though they did not progress. But then we're seeing a lot of records being set. We've seen Panama coming into this World Cup for the first time. Iceland also coming into this World Cup for the first time. In Russia, a lot of records are being broken. A lot of records are being set. The almighty Germany failing to win or advance to the next stage of the World Cup in over 50 years. Wow, what an incredible record they hold right there. And thank you so much. We'll be seeing you again tomorrow as we bring your way the analysts, the topics and the discussion of what took place today. My name remains Emmanuel Kurada. See you again tomorrow. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.